Well, good morning, race fans, and welcome to Today at the Races at Laurel Park, Maryland Jockey Club at Laurel Park. I'm Tim Tulloch, filling in for Stan Salter. I'm joined by odds maker and Equibase chart caller Keith Fusel. And Keith, welcome to March.
Yeah, how about it? Not bad. I mean, we've got a pretty good weather today. Looks like the temperatures are going to go in the right direction. Like a couple prices on today's card. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this March 1st day of racing. A little leap year action yesterday, huh?
Yeah, well, speaking of prices, how about yesterday? Average win price yesterday, $15, just over $15. We had some big prices. Mr. Chesapeake City, $20. Then we went on cheers and applause, $31.80. $27 for Top Czar. And then our feature yesterday, Fort Peck, a nice 2-lane allowance race. That was a tough heat. He pays $14. We got that stretch call here with the voice of Maryland Racing, Dave Rodman.
And the inside is Tattoo next. They're followed by Totalitario, Hammer and Hammer wide, and Moonlight Shadow into the stretch. A wide open affair, and Pretty Good Year has momentum on the outside, continues to sweep up, along with Tattooed. Tattooed, Pretty Good Year, and Fort Peck in a three-way battle for the final furlong. Hammer and Hammer out to the center of the track, picks up fourth, down to the last 16th of a mile. The inside is Fort Peck, Tattooed, and Pretty Good Year on the outside. Fort Peck tenacious to win under Trevor McCarthy. From Tattooed second, a Pretty Good Year.
And tenacious was the key word. He really dug in, got away with, laid off some slow fractions early, but still had to hold off some pretty nice horses.
He did, and it looked like Tattooed actually got a short lead, an upper stretch. You had Pretty Good Year to the outside. It was looming boldly for Kelly Ruby, but Trevor got this horse to find more the last 3/16 of a mile. He was dead game last time after some early trouble. Showed it again. Very resilient to the wire. I love the effort. A little race riding there by Trevor. A little drift late to intimidate. And got it done, but that's what you got to do, right?
And $14.40. And speaking of drifting late, intimidate, and tenacious, Saudi Cup yesterday, Maximum Security, $20 million pot. We're going to pick this one up from the top of the stretch. And this Maximum Security showed his real grit yesterday.
How about this? Yeah.
And out in front, Mucho Gusto turns for home in the Saudi Cup, being pursued by Maximum Security. Then Bang Battle is in third place. Gold Dream is staying on. Then Tacitus and Magic Wand. Mucho Gusto has the lead for Bob Baffert, leading by a couple of lengths. Bang Battle, Gold Dream, all the time. Midnight Bisou running on strongly up the inside running rail, and now trying to challenge Maximum Security as well. Mucho Gusto clinging to the lead. Maximum Security and Midnight Bisou closing. Midnight Security on the inside. Maximum Security has the lead, narrowly from Midnight Bisou. Maximum Security is the winner of the inaugural Saudi Cup.
And what a race that was. Maximum Security showing his grit. The Mucho Gusto all over the racetrack. I don't know if he was just that weary or Irad was trying to ride a little bit, but not as impressive as Maximum Security was. How about Midnight Bisou?
Yeah.
The filly on the fence. That was a big effort.
Big effort. Unfortunately, Mike Smith is getting a little bit of he's willing a big slap, I guess, on the wrist for some whip infraction. But great effort by her and the jock, Maximum Security, making the right move. Do I go outside? Do I go inside? Went inside, and the horse just picked it back up again through the final 16th of a mile and dead game to the wire. But that was a really good horse race. But you're talking about Mucho Gusto looked gone top of the stretch. I said, well, he just looks like he's going to control it and hang on. But just got a little bit of weary late, kind of wandering about. But Maximum Security, what can you say? Not bad. You know, they say, what was it? Not bad for a wide receiver, whatever, for Lamar Jackson.
Right.
Not bad for a maiden 16.
Not bad for a maiden 16. Not
Claimer.
bad for a maiden 16. But, hey, look, that horse showed some real guts yesterday, and that was a lot of fun. And it was good to see. We always thought he was a nice horse, but he's never really had to show that kind of real grit, and that was some real grit for Maximum Security. I saw on Twitter this morning that I don't know what am I thinking about. Jason Service is a little questionable about the Dubai World Cup. He doesn't want to bring that horse to Dubai World Cup unless he's on his A game. So we'll see how that all plays out. Yesterday also here with all those big winners, no one took down the pick six. So we've got a nice carryover here this afternoon, $6,499 to be carried over in the Rainbow Pick Six. Also coming up here at Laurel Park is the Champions Handicapping Tournament. over $33,000 guaranteed in prizes. Registration now open. It happens Saturday, March 14th in the sports bar, and if you win it, you can choose your berth to any one of those three finals there. But that comes up on Saturday, March 14th. Also coming up on Saturday, March 14th, well, another big stakes day here at Laurel Park, National Pie Day Stakes. And we're not talking about the pie you eat. We're talking about something to do with math, but that might be a little beyond
not my
Timmy
strongest
T's
subject, but yeah.
Exactly. But we have the $100,000 guaranteed Nellie Morse, $100,000 guaranteed Beyond the Wire, the private terms at $100,000, and the Harrison E. Johnson at $100,000. So $400,000 stakes coming up on Saturday, March 14th. 76 days. Yes, friends, only 76 days to Preakness 145. Tickets are on sale right now. This is the most important race run in America every year, and we hope to see everyone out here.
That's right. We can't have a Triple Crown winner without it, can we?
It doesn't matter who wins the Derby. It doesn't matter. It only matters who wins the Preakness.
Yep.
And what matters is the Derby winner comes back and wins the Preakness. Then we've got some action. So we'll get the Preakness. And it's always a great card. The undercard last year was tremendous. Expect the same thing here this year. As we roll into March, well, we've got a perfect winter racing day here today. The track is fast. Post time 12:25 for their first race. The temperatures about 39 degrees with a light wind about 6.5 miles per hour coming out of the west. So there you have it. It's going to be a beautiful day for winter racing here today at Laurel Park. So let's get into the action for today. We'll start with race 1, and it starts with the early pick 5. 50-cent minimum, 12% takeout, mandatory payout on the early pick 5. Race 1 is for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up, which have never won 2 races. Claiming price $10,000, going 3/4 of a mile. And Keith, you have the 6 Blue Sky Venezuela on top. We've got a little video spotlight of Blue Sky Venezuela in her last start, and we'll pick it up here passing 3 ace.
Yeah, and a little bit of trouble early with Blue Sky Venezuela. Weston Hamilton had to fight her a little bit. She was a little bit rank. Is able to kind of make up some ground, though, around the turn, lagging back probably about 7 or 8 lengths out of it to the 5/16. Going to come up the inside and close willingly. Closes up, a few lengths for the final furlong, but just not going to go ahead and catch the winner. Got a flat haver. But Blue Sky Venezuela, it needs to be a little bit closer today. I think if Dope Baggage Check clears, it could be trouble. She could be just gone. I need Just Respite to force the issue. But second back off a little layup, back with Tesori, I think she'll make a credible run from off the pace and might be able to get by the leader and your favorite late.
Well, she's second off a little bit of a layoff, which is going to help, and she's dropping to a lifetime low. She's never run at this low of a level before, and she's going to get a fast track here this afternoon. She picks up Trevor McCarthy. So there's certainly lots of things to indicate Blue Sky Venezuela will move forward. I've got the 2 Don't Baggage Check on top, and I just think she's finally found an appropriate spot. She broke her maiden for maiden 25,000. She's been trying the starter 25,000. The state bred allowance race is just too tough. You break your maiden for 25,000, you most generally are a $10,000 to $16,000 horse. I think this is the best spot that she's running. And she ran a good 51 by her speed figure while breaking her maiden and came back with a decent number after that. So that's who I have on top here. A couple works since, a little interest in the 1 Pigeon Creek for both of us. Just has to do a lot better.
Yeah, that move 3 back wasn't terrible. A little bit of a middle move against Mamacita, who I think is a little bit better than these, right? So I think Pigeon Creek can make a run from the back. In fact, I got to think the 2 is going to find a new home. I mean, who's not going to broodmare prospect, right? Look at that by Quality Road out of an Indian Charlie Mare. Yes, I think she may be going elsewhere.
No doubt about that. Race 2 kicks off the early pick 4. And Keith, you have a ticket for the early pick 4. Let's see how you played it.
I thought it was a tough little sequence again. I cut this down to $20. I originally had it up as high as I think 36 or 40. I go 4-6 to get you started, kickstart my heart in Hydra. Some horses off the claim recently. Race 3, there's your spread. 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. The top selection there is going to be the 3, Alfredo Velasquez, but I just don't have a ton of faith in all of these horses. 2-6 in the 4th. Wrap it up with the 3 and the 5. That should be the 2 and the 5. My bad. There in race number 5. $20. We'll get that changed for you because Redeem Spirit is going to be my. No, I'm sorry.
Yep,
no, that is right.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I'm losing track of races here, Tim.
That's
we're
okay.
good. 3 and 5. Get there, John, is a little bit of a price shot with Gary Contessa's horse to 3 LF. That's perfect. Leave it as is, guys. My bad.
Yep. No, leave it as is.
Yep.
$20 ticket for Keith's early pick 4. Race 2 is a maiden claiming
That's
event for maiden fillies, 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. Rewritten since you can't run a 6-year-old maiden
That's right.
in Maryland
That's
anymore.
Right.
So maiden 3, 4, and a 5-year-old's claiming price $40,000 going 3/4 of a mile. Keith, you have the 6 Hydra on top coming in for Jerry Robb. Jerry Robb's having an incredibly good winter here this year, and I got this horse toward the bottom of my ticket, but coming in off 2 good races since being claimed.
Yeah, I thought the last race was okay visually. It was a tough race. Caught in between horses. Never really got comfortable. Been down inside. Turning for home, just a little bit of a fade. We're shortening up a furlong here. Second off the claim. Has always been a good angle for Jerry Robb. Not so much for maiden claimers, but I'm going to take a shot here that Hydra can get perfectly positioned from the outside, just off the pace. I think the 7 will probably go ahead and send. Maybe Hydra can kind of sneak away top of the stretch. Going to have to look back, though. Kickstart My Heart, I think, is going to move up a little bit off the claim here for Claudio Gonzalez.
As they mostly typically do. We saw another one win yesterday, first off the claim and groove later in the day. He's hitting about 31%, a little bit better now. But Kickstart My Heart, first time off the claim, stepping up. I don't think it matters. You know, Claudio has a formula, and it works. He claims these horses, and occasionally he'll run one right back like he did yesterday. Yeah. Most of the time, they get 3 weeks, a month, sometimes 5 weeks, 3 to 4 or 4 works, and then they come back running. And that's exactly what's happened here with Kickstart My Heart. Claimed, comes back with 2 sharp works since that last race. Gets Alberto Burgos, a guy he's been, a bug boy he's been going to recently. So I have Kickstart My Heart 4-1 on the line on top.
Yeah, sometimes, you would think, well, why isn't he protecting with the waiver? Now the bump up 10,000. I think, hey, if we can win and then make 10,000 off the claim, right? That price, that'll work. We move on. So maybe just kind of dangling out there. Maybe somebody will go ahead and bite and get the win. So yeah, I like the 4 as well. Fontaine didn't run terrible. Had a little bit of trouble in debut. I think can run on. The big question mark is the 1. I've probably got this horse lined a little too high at 9-5. But you look at the glaring numbers. I know she's off time. DePaz for Silverman and Richard Hopper. Is she a dirt horse? Is she a turf horse? I mean, what a difference. Her debut back in April going long on the grass, and now we're going to come back short on the dirt. I know Noble Mission's the stallion. He does hit with about 15% of his dirt sprinters. Maybe that's the key, or maybe they figured something out, but I really don't know what to do with this one horse.
Well, and I sort of not either, but I like this one getting on the main track and sprinting for the first time. Bottom side first Samurai coming in here with some decent works. Going to get outrun a little bit, but maybe can close up and run well. But it's a little bit of a jump ball here with the 1 Julia Amanati here in a race 2. A little bit of an interesting race here, and you went pretty deep in your pick 4.
Yeah, this is a tough little stretch. This race here. I just think Hydra's second time. She's going to set a much cleaner trip than what she had last time. She was hounded every step of the way, had to be ridden almost every step of the way. She gets a chance, I believe, to relax. And looking back at the one that they're breeding, the lone sibling, I think the did win on the dirt and sprinting. So maybe that's their angle there for DePaz and company.
Sure, there you have it for race 2. Race 3 kicks off the Rainbow Pick 6. Here also the Super High 5 kicks off in race 3. No carryover from yesterday, but race 3 kicks off the Super High 5. Also Rainbow Pick 6, just under a $6,500 carryover from yesterday, so this should be well played here this afternoon. I have a ticket for this afternoon's pick 6, a $57.60 play in race 3. I go 3 deep using the 2, the 3, and the 4. In race 4, that 2 lifetime nickel I spread there with the 2, 3, 5, and 7. Race 5, I spread again, maiden 10, and I really wanted to go 5 deep here, but my wallet said, no, you can't. You're going to have to let one go, and I did. there in race 5. Race 6 is my single. That is Twixie Cat for Claudio Gonzalez, coming off 3 consecutive good races against some pretty good company and probably getting some class relief here this afternoon. Race 7, 3 deep, 156, and a race 8, 2 deep there, 2 and the 6, $57.60 ticket.
It's brutal when you have to sit and listen to that voice. Usually it's, I just kind of imagine my wife, hey, Keith, we've got to pay tuition. We've got to pay the bill. Come on, Gina. Let me have some fun and go ahead and go after these races. We'll catch up with everybody else a little bit later.
You probably came to the races with some money in your pocket.
I got a little bit.
I left the last little bit I had on the dining room table and said, hey, take the kids skating. So
there you go.
I saved a little bit because I am going to play that pick 6 ticket, but close enough. A race 3, maiden 4 and 5-year-olds. Right here, maiden $10,000 event, and Keith, you and I both have the 3 coast to coast on top, coming in for Alfredo Vasquez. Julian Pimentel picks up the mount, but we talked about it earlier. Making this Laurel debut with some solid efforts up there at Parks, but boy, sometimes these Parks horses, they're a little suspicious. Going to take a lot of money. They always do, but I have reservations.
Okay, yeah, coast to coast. I don't know if he's as quick as Good Luck Chuck. If Good Luck Chuck breaks, I know we'll show you that video in a second, but this might be a lineup race of the chalks. Good Luck Chuck goes the lead, coast to coast is able to stalk because nobody else is really that extremely fast. Maybe Playboy Skull will get in the way at a big price for the first maybe 3/8 of a mile. Then I think he'll back out of it, but I'll take a shot. Velasquez, he's had a couple wins down there with Hell of a Fire. He means business when he comes down there. Got beat by the favorite last time up at Parks. Have been running consistently better numbers than this particular group. 6.5, you're stretching it for all of these horses, it looks like. I mean, who really wants to go for leading man? Probably your horse turning back in distance that's going to have some finish, but he's never really run that fast. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's a problem there with the 2 leading man who I have in my exacta. But look, the 3 coast to coast has simply been running superior numbers. If he transfers those numbers here to Laurel Park, he's going straight to the winner's circle. But he's going to have to do that. And we've seen plenty of horses that run big numbers at Parks who simply can't convert them to here, and they don't. So we'll have to see how that goes. The 4, Good Luck Chuck, you and I both use. We have a video spotlight of Good Luck Chuck from his last start on February 13th, and he had a little bit of trouble at the start, but I guess we'll just move here to the mid-stretch to the wire, and you can pick it up from here.
All right,
this is Blue Skies Venezuela, fellas.
This might be an omen. She might be a good bet today in the open, right?
There you go. Here we go. Thanks, guys.
Good Luck Chuck out of the gate, a step slow and then a pinch right after that. And this is a horse that's kind of shown some speed in his prior races. He just maybe wasn't completely tied on. Actually, just the slightest of hops and then bump and pinch back after that. But I tell you what, Weston did a good job, was able to settle this horse, save some ground early, and is going to be able to find some room, get to the outside, and close willingly through the final 3/16 of a mile. Nobody was going to beat Chuck's Dream until yesterday or the day before he got beat at a short price. But I like the finish here of Good Luck Chuck. And maybe they'll work off of that. Maybe they won't try to go to the lead. Maybe they'll just kind of try to sit just off of it. We'll see what that first, 1/8 of a mile brings after that break, what kind of position. But the 3 and the 4, they're consistently the fastest horses in the race. I'm going to throw the 7 in there. Might get away with an okay price. Winston's Way on a slight drop. Leading man. Bandolini's the one. You've got the 8 in here. That's the one. Are you willing to give another shot and just toss that return trial on the sloppy sealed surface?
The 2 leading man, should be closing and, turning back from a mile to 6.5 furlongs. It could work for him. His last 3 races have been pretty decent here at Laurel Park, so that takes care of race 3 and the first race of the Rainbow Pick 6. Race 4 going 5.5 furlongs for fillies and mares, 4-year-old and up, which have never won 2 races, going 5.5 furlongs, claiming price $5,000. And this kicks off the late pick 5. No carryover from yesterday, but always well paid. The late pick 5 here at Laurel Park with that industry low 12% takeout. And Keith, you have the 2 Redeemed Spirit on top for Dale Capuano. Avery Wisman rides, and we have a stat for Dale Capuano and Redeemed Spirit, and you can take it away.
Yeah, last 2 years on the dirt, 7 for 20. 35% and 12 for 20 to money with these kind of droppers, the 50% tag drop, then ROI of 271. If you break it down, the horses that dropped into the $5,000 level, it goes up. I think he might have been like 4 for 10 in that variety. So strong with this move. Redeemed Spirit, kind of looks like heading south, but maybe we can sneak a race out, or Avery Wisman has to be aggressive from the inside. Not a lot of true speed. Might get some pressure from the 6th. Lisa Mila, a good stat for Vega. He's been red hot at Laurel the last couple of years on the dirt. What's he? 7 for 21 with an ROI of close to $3. I'm going to play the stats here with the 2 and the 6. They are the speeds. Maybe they can get away from this field. We shall see.
Well, no doubt. And these stats you come up with Dale Capuano and other trainers with horses dropping out of claiming races in that category, they're always pretty consistent.
Yeah.
So I'd give Redeemed Spirit some consideration.
All right.
Here this afternoon. We have the 7 out here, 2 Carat. Hasn't raced since last March. We have a video spotlight on 2 Carat from that race last March and just didn't get away well.
No. It dropped down. I mean, it looks like you maybe claimed off of a negative drop. It was going, from 12.5, usually, for a smaller outfit, down to the nickel off a little bit of time, but gets in trouble this race at 2-1, is never able to really seriously recover, goes ahead and chases and fades, given a lot of time off. Ness, good with the long layoffs, but I pulled up a little stat here for him. He's only 1 for 11 with these plus 180-day layoffs and running for less than 10,000. So kind of what do you do? Maybe go check this horse out in the paddock. We can get a good look and see what she looks like. See if she's prepared. She is protected with the waiver.
Yep.
I guess that's a positive. So they want to at least get another race and got that 3/4 work underneath her belt. I wouldn't completely dismiss her. Toss her in if you can. I believe in the pick 4s, pick 5s.
And she gets in trouble a lot. I mean, she's always out there wide. This is a good draw for her because she's used to being out there, and she's probably going to be coming late anyhow. And she can stay out of trouble under Katie Davis. Comes in with some good works, and Jamie 27% first off to claim the 3 Chicken Dinner. Certainly has found her level. I mean, since she's gotten down to this $5,000 level on the main track, she's run some good races. She just hasn't quite broken through and got the win.
Well, Hanrail came back and ran okay, right?
Yep.
Closed up a willing second last time out. Lady Rosina, your top selection out of that same race on February the 9th, and sustained a little bit better. They did have a duel setting things up. I thought Chicken Dinner, when she got the seam, was going to be able to go through and win it. Just flattened out a little bit late. Has to kind of just keep going a little bit better. Has to sustain that run.
Yeah, and the 5 Lady Rosina, my top pick. Just pretty good form since getting on the dirt again at this level. So a lot like Chicken Dinner, but she ran a life best in her last race, so maybe she can duplicate that here this afternoon. We're going to take a little commercial break here, and when we come back, we'll talk a little Naomi Tucker, late pick 4.
Run Happy is simply super. He polishes off an outstanding campaign with a dominant victory in the Malibu.
No medication, no problem. Run Happy, standing at Claiborne Farm.
Welcome back to Today at the Races, presented by Fidelity. First, we'll move on to Race 5. Race 5 kicks off the late pick 4. Naomi Tucker, who's been red hot in the early pick 4, took a little dive yesterday, so she changed her strategy and went with the late pick 4 here this afternoon. In Race 5, she goes 2 deep using the 2 first-time starter for Michael Trombetta and the 3 shipper from New York for Gary Contessa. Spreads in Race 6, and why not? This race is a little trick. I don't know. I singled in here, but she goes 4 deep here using the 1, 2, 3, and 4. The 4 and 5 in Race 7, the 2 and 6 and Race 8. We'll let Naomi talk a little bit more about her ticket. Her and myself will be hosting all day long. $16 ticket. Late pick 4 for Naomi Tucker.
She's been coming out of the gate strong, rolling with those pick 4s,
she
showing a profit, which you like.
She got tortured yesterday by Mr. Chesapeake City
a lot of
in the
people
early
did.
pick 4. That's why I told her, don't feel bad.
I ran second. I needed Kieran in that race to get it done.
So did I.
Yep.
Yeah, I was out. But that's okay. We'll try again today. That's why we keep coming back. Race 5, a maiden claiming event for maiden 3-year-olds going 3/4 of a mile on the main track. Claiming price $10,000. And, Keith, you have the 5 Get There John on top for Wayne Potts. And I gave this horse a lot of consideration coming off a long layoff, getting back on the main track, sprinting, and taking a significant drop.
Well, the debut was encouraging behind So Street. Well, that horse went on to win a stake, didn't it, on the turf, if I'm not mistaken, for Nest down at Colonial. On the turf has gone on to run, topped out at a 71 on the dirt. This one's kind of gone in opposite directions, unfortunately. But given time to regroup, ran fast enough at 2. Why not here? Awesome time. I like how they go get Charlie Marquez, a live bug rider, to put on this horse. That was kind of the tell for me. Get There John, I'll take. Hopefully we can get, we've got to scratch the 6. Can we get maybe between 9-2 and 6-1 on this runner? I hope so.
You probably will. I mean, I like the move to Charlie Marquez here. He's probably going to be well placed early, and comes in with some decent works, off of this little bit of a layoff. I have the 2. What the chances? First time starter for Michael Trombetta on top. I just always have to give these first time starters in these type of maiden claiming events a lot of consideration.
Sure.
We don't know what we don't know, and we know a lot, maybe too much about some of the others. Coming in here with some decent works for the level. I mean, they're not maiden 25 works, no doubt about that, or higher than that. Despite the odds, out of a mare who broke her maiden for maiden 8, so we don't have a whole lot going on there. But I'm going to take a chance on what the chances here today with Trombetta.
Out of a J-bred mare, Jersey-bred mare, she was 1 for 17. Really did not have a whole lot of speed. Maybe despite the odds, was quick. Kind of put a little speed there. And what's the chances? Just tab the tote 2-1. The work 2 back 102 if you carry it out. Even add 13 seconds, still 115. That's about what these horses. I mean, some of them struggle to run that. So it does not have to be much in debut. That's why if he's laying there at the board at like 9-2, 5, I'd be a little bit concerned. I mean, if he's live, he's going to be the favorite in this particular race. A little bit of a class up, I guess. Is state bred 25s. What do you? Maybe a slight lateral move. But, doesn't bring a whole lot of speed to the table. Will chase 57-70. Another one. Look at those internals last time out, willing to the wire. So I'm going with kind of the the 2. Okay, the other fresh face off time. At least the horse ran a little bit faster at 2.
And the 2, what's the chances? Does show a good gate move up there at Pimlico. The 3 left. Look, the races are what they are. The straight bred race coming in for a low percentage guy at the end of the day. So I always am very, very weary of that type of horse that chips from New York. Race 6 is a for 3-year-olds, straight 3-year-olds, claiming price $25,000, going 3/4 of a mile. And Keith, you've got 44.55 Rocket picked on top. And running back-to-back life best races behind some solid runners. There's no doubt about that. I'm just kind of thinking he got dragged to those decent numbers because the results, he got beat 9 lengths, he got beat 7 lengths, just simply weren't what I'd like to see.
My key is here. He's won 3 races. Everybody else is, has won 1. Twixie Cat, I just don't completely trust. Consistently faster the last few races, but now dropping. And we've got video of his most recent race on February the 8th. And this was kind of my biggest concern. You see the short comment there, 3 to 4 wide on the left lead, coming up empty through the stretch is Twixie Cat. So that concerns me. And this horse 4 to 5 might be even a shade lower when it's all said and done. You see that 455 Rock is going to, as won multiple races. I think doesn't necessarily need the lead, but I think with Ruiz, who's a hot rider, I think this horse can just stay the trip with some questionable horses in this field and gets over the top today. I
mean, I like a 455 Rocket. There's no doubt about that. Twixie Cat, he's been running against some tough horses. Candy Grand Fermano, Bodie Flex. Neither of those types are in this race. He is getting a little bit of class relief here this afternoon, a work since that last race. I'm going to stay with Twixie Cat. The 3 inside risk comes in for Tommy Morley. This one hasn't seen a fast track since he broke his maiden first time out last August at Saratoga. He's been on the turf, he's been on the synthetic, and he's been on off tracks ever since. That was a pretty nice debut up there at Saratoga with a good solid number.
And I think he's going to hope for that kind of a setup. They got really ambitious off the claim. Let's be straight about that.
No doubt.
Last time out of 4-horse field, sloppy seal track. We'll probably take back, I'm assuming, with Sheldon, because there's plenty of speed in here. Quad 8s, I know it's a shorter field, but Quad 8s is quick, so is Tap and Honor. So he might just get that setup that he got in the debut.
What are you saying? The grade 1 hopeful was just a little bit too much of a reach there.
Off the maiden 50s.
Off the maiden 50,
yeah. And then right into a grade 3.
A grade 3. Oh, well, they gave him a little relief.
Yeah.
So, but here, he's in a good spot this
ambitious too
afternoon.
sometimes, I guess. Yeah.
Exactly. Race 7 for fillies and mares 3 and up, which have started for a claiming price of $25,000 or less, or which never won 3 races or claiming price of $25,000. Now I'm out of breath. We'll just move on.
Okay.
Going a mile here for fillies and mares. You have the 2 special included on top for Sylvia Martin. Caraballo comes in to ride. Second off, a little bit of a layoff. Wasn't a great return. Has a few races back last summer that look pretty decent.
Yeah, those races in May. And there's one whole key to this equation. And usually, I look at the trainer. Yeah, he's a 6% trainer. You kind of glaze over. All his horses, seem to be in that 15 to 20 to 1 morning line. They just don't attract a lot of attention. This is not a real tough race. And this mare, when Caballero is ridden her, 269 buyers. That will win this race. That will get it done. That's all I needed to see. I'm going to take the shot with that. I think the return was okay, and those races were tougher. That was split condition that other than 4 in life. Now we're in a 3 in life. I'll take my chances. One shot here. Caballero, he may hold the key to special included.
No doubt about it, and ran behind the next out winner 3 starts ago when he ran that 69 buyer, when she ran that 69 buyer and Magically Discreet. So I don't have her, but there you go, guys. You're getting a 12-1 shot picked on top in race 7 for Keith. Okay. I have the 5 Overheated on top. Coming in for Ray Handel, 2 consecutive good races up there at the $50,000 starter level at Aqueduct, and a good race on farther back, going a 1-turn mile at Aqueduct when winning a 2 lifetimes 16. The outside horse, Savor the Moment, coming off a layoff for Cal Lynch. Has only run on the main track 1 time in her life, and that was in her last start. It was a pretty decent effort.
It was okay. It was a big field, was able to make a gain around the turn, kept on willingly to the wire, and now you're off time, and now you drop. So I don't know what to really make, but I think she's going to be one of the clear stayers in this group, and you've got a rider like Trevor McCarthy that can kind of carry her home. So I'm not going to leave her out. 2, 6, 7, 9 martinis off the claim, I think will be rolling on the front end.
No doubt about that. And then the 7, Savor the Moment, Cal Lynch, about 27%. First off the claim, the 8th race, the finale for the afternoon. Don't forget the Quinella, Tim Tellick. Okay.
Here it is.
Here we go. Quinella time. 10% takeout, $2 minimum wager, last live race every racing day here at Laurel Park. And race 8, a maiden 10 for maiden 4 and 5-year-olds, going 6.5 furlongs. I have the 2V Superstar on top, coming in for Mike Trombetta, taking a drop from the 16 and getting back to, I just think with the drop, last time in the maiden 16, dropping to this low level for the first time was on a sloppy track.
Yeah.
He's going to get back on a fast track for the first time at this low level here this afternoon. I think that will be enough for V Superstar. You have the 6 V for Violence, a first-time starter for Ferrier. Yeah. Anthony Ferrier by Violence out of a Sea of Secrets mare, coming with some decent works.
Yeah, I mean, I can't pick this horse anywhere but on top. Looks like an all-or-nothing proposition. A big purchase, right? $90,000 or something, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 90.
Yeah, $90,000 purchase. Mare was okay. 3 sieves are all winners. But, man, what's going on? You're in for 10 first time out. Maybe something's just not right, but good enough to get over the top. Let's get a win right out of the box.
I mean, the works say the 10s. Well, first of all, 2 things. The race says if you can run it all, you can, first-time starter, you might be able to win this race.
Sure.
And then the works say you could win this race. 48-2 from the gate, 49 from the pole. Some good works there for V for Violence here in today's finale. 2-4-6-8 for myself. 6-2, 8-7 for Keith. That's going to do it for us today. Remember, a month of March, we go back to 3-day-a-week racing, so we won't be back till next Friday, but that means one thing, Stronach 5 Friday, when we come back here next Friday during the month of March. So we'll see you back here for today at the races next Friday, Stronach 5 Friday. For Keith, I'm Tim Tulloch. Good luck today at the races.
Good luck.
Thanks.